And we are live. Guys, I thought you didn't think that today's live won't gonna happen. Of course it's gonna happen, but it's gonna be quick. So I will try to bring some additional value other than letting people, call leads and just show you that the system works, because the system works. We call every day, we do a bunch of things, but here is the deal. There are some things that I would like to address on a separate note, and I actually put a quick presentation as well, but we have been talking about this for some time now, but I really want to have a separate video about this. So this separate live, there'll be a separate video about this too, but we got to make some change in mentality. We got to make some changes in how we close things, because you're missing, guys, opportunities. It's just simple as that. And I'll go over that. Some of the things already covered. And of course, also stay tuned. Tomorrow, we're going to reveal the first leaderboard for iSpeed Closers Bowl. It's been exciting. We put some scores. And by the way, this will be the next thing that I'm going to share. So let me go and share the screen quickly. So if you guys are not familiar, and by the way, let me first pull the Closers Bowl page. Boom. So if you guys are not aware, we have iSpeed Closers competition where all of you can submit leads. Our AI is going to score them, and everybody is going to be on leaderboard. It's $25,000 in total prizes, and everybody can participate in that. The winners are going to be announced on February 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So in order to submit the form, just go to submission form. There is a list of prizes, list of metrics, so you can actually even think to yourself, like, is your call is good or not? And that's actually one of the things that I suggest to look at when you think like, okay, am I doing well or not? So there is a plenty of metrics that each call should really have in order for you to close deals. And I'm going to just tell you, from actually scoring 100 leads right now, it is pretty accurate, how close you're actually getting into closing deals, because the highest scored leads are still the ones that have extensive communication plus some of the closing less steps. So make sure to just go and submit. On top of that, if you don't have leads and you just really want to get into what we have here, we have a special bonus with any package that you're gonna buy till February 9th. You will receive $19 Say Leads weekend coupon that you can guys use on weekends till March 1st. So you're gonna get this special bonus with any package purchased. And again, just a quick reminder, our packages give you a lot of leads, that it just makes it very hard to lose, almost impossible to lose unless you suck. And that's what we're gonna talk a little bit about as well. And again, it's not about the particular source. The reason why I wanted to talk about this, because there was a communication about another PPL, by the way, and there was like huge discussion where the leads are coming from and all that type of stuff. Again, not us, because with us it's full transparency, we show things. But in the end of the day, to me, your ability to close never depends on lead source. I mean, unless you really pick the suck one. So again, there are plenty of proofs that deals are closing. At least in our case, we have over 10,000 contracts signed last year alone by different users, different experiences. So system works. So the question is how you can become, first of all, part of that. Second thing, how you can maximize your opportunities. And one of the things that I wanted to address, because the person actually submitted the call and everybody could listen, and most of this conversation was more about figuring out what the seller felt, how many other conversations she got, how much motivated she is, and all that type of stuff, which to me is totally irrelevant conversation, doesn't win you anything, and doesn't win you anything if you want to build your team too. Having said that, I have a quick presentation that I would like to go over with you. And in the end, I'm going to also show you some of the highest scores we got so far on iSpeedToLead Closers Bowl. Again, those will be approximate numbers. The full numbers are going to be tomorrow. So stay tuned to see that. So having said that, let me just quickly go and just cover some of the quick bullets that I wanted to cover, right? So this is the first thing first. Most of you don't use any scripts. Again, you might have some frameworks, some of you, but most of you don't use scripts. And funny enough, even new people and existing people and people who are closing. Again, I understand not having desire to write it by yourself, like let's say 3 years ago, but right now you guys have AI. We have all AIs that can put a decent script based on your notes, based on your previous calls, based on the things that you did before. So it is very, very easy to document what you do, assess, try to improve, and potentially to pass it on your team. Here's the funny part, that most of VAs, from what I know, I mean, if your VA is not using script, I feel sorry for you. You're probably really wasting your money on those VAs. But most VAs among most of call calling teams, they have absolute scripts that they got to follow. You check Eric Klein's script, for example, for call callers. It's very detailed. It's very forceful. Like it says, hey, you just follow this thing. You never go any step here or there. So, however, at some point, like, and even like plenty of newbies will probably use scripts too. From what I know, they're gonna take it from their systems and coaching. But at some point, like it just starts like, oh, I'm gonna freestyle. A lot of acquisition managers start doing this because you don't enforce that yourself. If you're like one man show, you're like, oh yeah, I already know everything. You know, I'm just let me just freestyle that. And let me tell you that it's not gonna go well. It's not gonna go well. Again, there will be situations where you're not in a good mood. There will be situations where you get distracted. There'll be situations when seller might be behaving not the way you expect, and you won't be able to address, and you're gonna miss opportunities. So that's why if there is no script, everybody using different words, different results, no real assessment of what's happening. Because here's what you want to achieve, right? Ideally, you want to make sure that you follow the same patterns, you do the same things, and after that, you can actually measure the lead sources better. Let's imagine you manage the team, and every person on your team is doing different stuff. So yeah, you can say, oh, we're not closing as much, but you won't be objectively. That's what I'm actually trying to find inside even of my own team, like with iSpeedToLead, like without really knowing, like, okay, are they all doing the same thing? It's really hard to assess the performance of any lead source. I'm not talking about just iSpeedToLead, any lead source in any industries, in any place. You got to make sure that you have the particular structure and ideally word to word script that all follow. Because you guys, a lot of you also underestimate the fact of how some particular phrases or words or structures of conversation that you use can really impact the outcome of the call. In most cases, negatively. So, okay, it's just full transparency. Most of the stuff that I hear, and I would question, like, why did we say that? Or, like, what are we trying to win with that? Like, there's a lot of that. And you can go on any call. And I know all of you like, oh, this is sounded cool. This is sounded cool. Well, if you start going deep and saying, like, okay, what are we winning by saying that? Like, you will see a lot of things are missing or a lot of stuff is happening. So, and yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? So every sentence that you do say, every question that you ask should be either winning you something or it's probably losing you something. So if you cannot answer why do I ask that, like, is that question or is that sentence is making me closer to closing a deal? That's probably not a good thing. And in most cases, a lot of you think that, oh, I just said it. It didn't win me anything, but I said it. No, actually in metrics, and actually I have it for my team too, there's a lot of things that when you say it or you don't say something, actually causing you to lose the potential of closing a deal. There is also minus grade in sales. It's not like just from 0 to 10 and you just didn't say it, or you just said some random stuff and you just, oh, nothing really happened. No, you actually lost a couple of steps and lost a couple of opportunities or lost maybe credibility in the view of the seller, and it reduces your shot to close the actual deal. So that's the next thing. And the second thing that I really want to talk about is overqualification. It's like everybody so much loves to ask which form they filed, what the other sellers. It is just too much, guys. It's again what's the question is it winning you something? No. Or like too many questions that don't make sense, like about motivation. I'm like, if you don't know what to do with that, don't ask stuff. Okay, like just asking just to ask is never a good idea. Like saying things like, oh, so you're not that motivated, is not winning you anything ever. Like never. I never seen a conversation, and I went like plenty of lives so far, probably close to 100 ones. I never heard anybody saying, so you're not that motivated, and it ended up being anything good. Like I've never seen it. And it's probably never going to happen, because you guys think to yourself, can you imagine going iSpeedToLead call? By the way, guys, quick note, in this description, if you want to learn about what we have here, the program, the leads, a bunch of other things, make sure to go to the description, book your one-on-one call where our sales team is going to share with you how to close more deals with iSpeedToLead. So, okay, it's calendaring. They're going to sit with you one-on-one. They're going to show you the platform, answer any questions, and suggest the best ways how you can actually close deals with us, like hundreds of different investors already do. Okay, but back to the story. Imagine yourself going on this call, and let's say you don't have a budget or you don't have money. Can you imagine one of our salespeople telling you something like, oh, so you're not that motivated? How you would feel? You'll be like, okay, so you won't feel any good about this. Okay, that's what, like, so why we do this with sellers? So that's the thing. Again, are we winning something or losing something by making statements? Same question about like, is there any wiggle room, or like is there any wiggle room on your price without giving any reason, not winning anything too? And again, any conversation that you'll ever hear, that's why I emphasize on the importance of having scripts, because when you have a script that you follow, and again, if you don't like your script, it means that you need to adjust your script. It doesn't mean the script is bad. It means that you didn't work enough on the script to make it good. Some of you might want to say, but I don't want to sound scripted. You know what? All actors use scripts. There is maximum 10% improvisation, and only if you are freaking Leonardo DiCaprio, okay? Most of you not DiCaprios, okay? So, and again, can be 10% improvisation, but probably most of the things can be still scripted. There is not that many ways and blows and whistles what can happen on every call. So you just gotta put it together depending on where you're at. Again, you also add creative, you also add innovations. Make sure to add this too. Again, this will allow, first of all, you, and second, if you decide to expand, you can just pass it to your team and you can just hold them accountable. Are you following this? That's the first step where we start. We follow this. After that, we discuss which leads work better for us. Because if we don't execute the same everywhere, we're not going to see where is the best performance. And again, I'm talking right now about the systems in general. Again, you can buy leads from different places, but again, you won't have an objective comparison, or different even leads, different types of leads. So you can buy different types of leads on our platform. If you act different on those, it won't give you the objective way of closing this too. And of course, there's a dominant thought. A lot of you pick up the phone, and I've seen it not one time, and I've never seen anybody. I'm just sharing, guys. That's why I'm always on our sales calls. That's why we never try to just strong arm you into sales. And we're gonna tell you the reasons why we think we are the greatest program out there. But we never would try to like over guarantee you some success or do that type of stuff. Okay, we try to educate you. Hey, you still gotta put the work, you still gotta do things like we still have the coaching. By the way, RG Bates on Wednesday, I'm gonna coach people in Speed to Leaders group. Okay, so if you're not part of Speed to Leaders, make sure to join. You want to learn about Speed to Leaders, book a call with our sales team. So again, but overall, when we overpromise people, and I saw it in the past, you guys getting skeptical, or when we like pushed you to buy a deal or a lead and you didn't want it, and you kind of calling skeptical, like you never gonna close anybody ever. If you call with mentality like, oh, I'm not sure, like if the lead is good, and you kind of not sure, and you kind of hesitant, and like the first phrase that you kind of don't like in terms of the lead, like you're assessing the lead, like, oh, I hope it's a good lead, or is it a good lead? I never saw anybody closing anything with this mentality ever. And again, it's not only about this industry, it's about any industry. It's about any industry. What's the dominant thought? Like Tony Robbins is running a challenge, by the way, guys. If everybody knows who is Tony Robbins, Tony Robbins, the only thing he really speaks in most cases is about mentality, how we go after things. What's your dominant thought when you pick up the phone? If your most dominant thought is not, I'm gonna close this thing, and again, you can even call. Hey, here's my advice too. You gotta call people. Your better dominant thought be as well, like, I'm gonna close this thing. Not like, oh, I hope he picks up the phone, or I hope he wants to take my offer. No, I'm gonna close this thing. I'm gonna try to close this thing. Doesn't matter which lead you're gonna call, and your team should have the same mentality. That's why I'm very against like all this like lead manager stuff, like lead disqualifiers, so we don't upset acquisition guy. Like having people who are actually paid to be disqualifiers instead of hunters, this is crazy. So you guys are looking so many deals there. It's just freaking crazy. And again, I understand you're not gonna close every single deal. We understand it. But the most important thing, like this, there will be a good lead that you'll definitely mess up because you don't have a system. You maybe overjudged it. You're mostly thinking about, is the lead is good, or like whatever thoughts you have in your mind. Or like, is he motivated enough? Should I really try hard? Or I'll rather go on the next lead. Well, a little bit of trying will cost you 2-3 more minutes, and you never know, maybe you're gonna follow up and close them later, and you'll be the only person who seller will remember, who actually had the full process, stay with him on the phone, send him the agreement, and actually was really serious about this. Because in the end of the day, imagine most of you call, like I just mentioned, they try to overqualify, they try to see if this will be easy deal, and they're not really trying to make the deal happen. So those who will try to make the deal happen and will leave, and I'm going to talk about this too, and going to leave the call on a positive note, there's a higher chance that those are going to close more deals. So, but again, I like to say that we all know you're not going to close every single lead, but your guys' job is not to mess up this number 1, 3, 7, 11, 19th, 21st, 31st lead that is going to be a deal. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to spend, like, let's say $1,000 and earn 11, like 10x. You're trying to make 10x on your money. And again, you need basically like one deal, one shot, one opportunity, like Eminem would say. So, and again, always make an offer. Again, here is like whoever wants to say like 2 call closes, other stuff. I'm not big on this. You want to have follow-up call, it's fine. But on this first call, which potentially will be your last one, so you need to remember that too, because I went to the different coachings and I asked guys who actually preach 2 call closes, what's your biggest issue? Getting hold of the seller for the second call. That's the biggest issue. So, and again, I don't want to overcomplicate this. Again, first you need to remember that probably seller won't remember you, or at least like 70% of things you told them. They might recognize your voice, but you already lost all the rapport. Plus, you even didn't get to the point of getting his reaction to the deal. You know where the numbers are, like approximately. Like, let's be direct about it. If you have no clue like what the numbers should be, like, you should do a little bit more training. Okay, you should study a little bit, but again, AI tools are there. Everything is possible. You guys are not sure? Use the lean language. I'm leaning towards this number. How does it sound? Let's get reaction. Let's get objection, and let's leave room to follow up. Let's leave room to follow up. Let's send agreement. Let's leave them with that. Let's give them some sense of urgency. Hey, this is gonna expire in 2 weeks, but hey, I just want to make sure you understand I am serious. So, and hey, the next step, what? Some of them gonna sign. And again, if you are on this call, you know this, you can send the agreement. Again, have your systems ready to send the agreement so you can control. Hey, you have your email? Yes. Can you open? Can you look at this? Did you get it? Yes, I got it. Awesome. It's not in spam. They know it's from you. They know where is that, so you can go back and look at this and maybe sign. Okay. So if you're on a call with them, that's another good reason also. Let's go over that. Don't click anything. Don't sign anything. I want to just show you our process. That's it. Pause. What you think? Let's get objections. So I don't like this offer. That's a low ball. Blah, blah, blah. F you. That's all right. That was my number that I'm leaning towards too. I have some partners who can give you more creative options to give you more money. Do you mind if I call you back and we discuss that? Yes. Awesome. Boom. We're leaving on a positive note, positive accent. We exchange the contact, we'll leave the door open. Let me call you back. Let me talk to some partners. And again, in Speed to Leaders, it's 1,600 people, whatever community you're part of, sub 2, titanium, I don't care. You can get people who can help you close. If let's say you don't do innovations, you don't do creative, you don't do anything like that, you do just cash. Again, leave some room. You might not call them back, which is fine. You can follow up with them later. Hey, you know what? We discussed that, some of the creative things. I spoke to some guys. Here are some options. By the way, did you get any other offers? How did it go? No, everybody was even lower than you, or everybody was the same range as you, or nobody actually called me and gave me any information, gave me any contracts, anything like that. Oh, sounds bad. So, how do you feel about my offer? Let's go back. Let's go reaction. Let's try to close. Let's leave them on a positive note anyway, because it will leave you a room to call them back and to have another conversation. Because a lot of deals, actually most of deals, for what I know, still closed with the follow-up. Okay, so yeah, that was a quick note. Again, I don't plan to stay a lot. On the last note, I wanted just to say that you guys also have a great opportunity to tell right now that market is going down. The market values, according to Zillow, are down up to 10% last year. It's at least not going up for sure. So you can use this information to actually position yourself in a better way. And you can educate them too. Like, did you see, like, this is what's happening? Again, unless you plan to wait for 10 years, because I'm positive about that part. But hey, this year right now is probably the best time to sell. Does it make sense, sir? Yes, no, okay. So yeah, that was a quick note from my side. And again, quick teaser for some of the cool calls. And by the way, right away, I'm gonna say this. It sounds like if your call is longer, if the call is shorter than 5 minutes, it probably doesn't worth the meeting. I mean, you're not gonna score high to be in top 10. So here is some quick highlights. And again, the full leaderboard, because we are measuring based on 41 metrics. So we are taking 41. So we're not counting note taking and call recording stuff. So, but yeah, so some of the highlights, Ashley 8. And by the way, 8 is high. You guys are going to see that because you see 8, 3, 1, and 8. I don't know what's happening there. 2 and 4. 6s. Okay, we got first Lauren 7.2. So we got Ashley at the highest 8. Another 7 from Lauren. 8.2 from Ashley. 7.3 from Jairo. 7.1 from Ruth. 7.1 from Danny. 7.1 from Samson. 7 from Danny. 7.6 from Danny. 7.5 from Tyler Osborne. 7.1. So we are getting into a little bit more competitive space right now. 7.2 from Tyler. 7.4. Again, no 8s though yet. So some 4s, some 6s, some 7s. 8.2 from Mr. RG Bates. So 7, 7.4, 7.6 from Andy, 7s, 7.8, 7.5, 7.3. So we in 7s. Okay, 7.7 from Michael, 7.7 from Samson, 8.3 from Jairo. So far is the highest score. Jairo Rodriguez, shout out. So there are some unscored if you're gonna score those. 7.4, 7.5, 7.2s, 8.3 from Mr. Tyler Osborne. So that's one is on the big side. 8.8 from Mr. RG Bates. 61 minutes conversation, which is huge. And yeah, the full leaderboard, like top 10s, are gonna be revealed tomorrow. So make sure to join us tomorrow. Was I sharing the screen just right now? Oh no. If not, but I think I did. Let me confirm. What's up, Caesar? Oh yeah, I was showing the scores. Okay. So yeah, Caesar, tomorrow we are revealing. If you got some calls, like make sure to submit, because your buddies Jairo and RJ and Tyler Osborne got higher scores than you so far. So make sure to submit. What scores on speed on closest ball? Let me show you. Just joined. So your highest one, you see this one? It was your 8.1. So it was actually the highest one. But we got Mr. RG Bates at 8.8. So far is the freaking highest score. And again, I still haven't ranked everybody based on 41 metrics because I'm not taking all of them. But RG's score is like definitely on the crazy side of things. So another highlight, Ashley, here is the 8.2 from Ashley. 8.2 from RJ. 8.3 from Jairo. And 8.3 from Tyler. So if you got some more calls, submit. Tomorrow we're gonna reveal the first leaderboard, and I think it should be fun. So, what do you mean what? And let's go. Caesar is submitting. So guys, if you haven't still submitted, go to istl.co/closersball. Again, have a mentality to close, execute on the strategies that your coaches are teaching you, and this will be the best way for you guys to compare how leads work and which source is the best for you. And again, if you want to learn more about iSpeedToLead, our community, our leads, and a bunch of things that we do, make sure to schedule one-on-one call. The link is in the description below. Having said that, we're gonna see you tomorrow. We're gonna make a bunch of live calls because tomorrow is the Tuesday accelerator, and we're gonna reveal the leaderboard. Having said that, thank you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. Let's go.